My Lords, it's a huge honour and privilege to be the first to congratulate my noble friend Baroness Shawcross-Wolfson on her superb and very moving maiden speech. I'm particularly pleased my noble friend chose a debate on welfare policy to make her debut. Having served in the Department for Work and Pensions as both the Chief of Staff and as a non-executive director, the noble lady brings great expertise to this debate. And, as she reminded us, it's our duty in our position of privilege to look out for those less fortunate than ourselves, an obligation expressed beautifully in the speech we just heard. My noble friend also brings with her 6 years' experience of working in His Majesty's Treasury. This too is crucial, both to policy generally and to welfare policy specifically, because without a growing economy, we cannot pay for welfare spending, and without a conducive business environment, we can't create good jobs needed to help people on their journey from welfare to work. Finally, I should also mention my noble friend's 2 years as head of the Number 10 Policy Unit. In this capacity, she joins many distinguished members of your Lordship's House, including, I'm hoping that Wikipedia hasn't let me down here, the noble Lord Donoghue, my noble friend Lord Griffiths, the noble lady Baroness Hogg, my noble friend Lord Blackwell, the noble Lord Adonis, there are some more, my noble friend Lord O'Shaughnessy, my noble friend Lord Johnson Marylebone, and last but certainly not least, the noble lady Baroness Cavendish of Little Venice. My Lords, if the Number 10 Policy Unit alumni don't already have a dining club, I hope they consider setting one up. We are all lucky to have the preeminent brains trust of the country in our midst, including their newest member, Baroness Shawcross-Wolfson. Many congratulations on a superb maiden speech, and our collective thanks in advance for your contributions to this House in the years to come. Turning to today's debate, I very much welcome the government's aims with this bill to get people into work. I was heartened when the Prime Minister said in December, at the launch of the Get Britain Working White Paper, that, and I quote, "Getting Britain back to work is at the heart of my mission to grow the economy." This objective is to be applauded. The government's Pathways to Work Green Paper in March outlined their plan for getting people into work, and this bill is a key element of that plan in its desire to shift away from the current system which incentivises applicants to maximise health-related benefits. However, having followed closely the debate in the bill in the other place, I was disappointed that very few commented on the positive and important role that the business community has to play in getting people from welfare into work. The debate today has rightly delved into a lot of detail about the workings of the benefit system, but the other element of getting people from welfare to work has to be the availability of good jobs with appropriate training. The role of the business community as the primary creators and providers of jobs in our economy is therefore paramount. I realise that this point goes slightly beyond the narrow focus of this bill, but for its overall objective to be achieved, it requires the carrot of decent jobs for people to transition to, as the government's overall plan recognises. I would therefore like to use my remaining time to plant the seed of an idea for a cost-free measure to ensure there is both a carrot of good jobs for people to go to and a carrot for employers to provide these jobs. The proposal is as follows. Noble Lords will be aware there is currently a scheme to incentivise employers to hire veterans, which was introduced by Rishi Sunak in 2020 when he was Chancellor of the Exchequer, and extended earlier this year by the government to run to at least 2026. The scheme is simple. Employers who hire ex-armed forces personnel do not have to pay employers' national insurance contributions during their first year of employment. This is facilitated through a zero rate of employers' NI on salaries below £50,270 a year, and a separate national insurance category is used when submitting payroll reports to HMRC. Similarly, employers hiring those under 21 do not have to pay Class 1 national insurance up to the low earnings limit for these workers. In its submission ahead of the autumn budget, I hope the Department for Work and Pensions might propose extending this scheme or replicating it for those moving from welfare into work. I declare an interest here, The proposal was recently suggested by the Jobs Foundation charity, of which I'm president, as declared in the register. But it was also recently advocated by the Good Growth Foundation, which was founded and is directed by Praful Nargund, who stood as the Labour candidate for Islington North in the 2024 general election. The Good Growth Foundation is chaired by Tim Allen, who I understand from the Sunday newspapers might soon be joining the civil service as a permanent secretary, and has on its advisory council the noble Lord Liddell, who I see in his place. So I hope he supports the proposal as well. I say this to emphasise and doubly underline this is not a party political suggestion, it's a common sense suggestion. And even better, it won't cost the Treasury anything. The Good Growth Foundation estimates that the policy would save the Exchequer up to £1.1 billion every year. I'm not expecting a commitment from the noble lady, the Minister, tonight, but perhaps she might give us her initial thoughts on the proposal at the end of the debate and commit to asking her officials to look into it further. My Lords, return to where I began. If there is a dining club of former heads of the Number 10 Policy Unit, I hope you discuss it at your next gathering. It seems an eminently sensible suggestion to me, and anything that both encourages employers to help people on welfare into work and saves taxpayers money is surely worth serious consideration by the Treasury in order to help deliver on the very worthy aims of this bill.